Throughout the history of Smash Ultimate, the Southeast, specifically Florida, has been known for their laundry list of high-level players, their insanely tilting crowds, and their out-of-pocket commentary, which is conveniently very on brand for Florida. With players like Mudace, Myron, Anathema, and Esam hailing from Florida, it is undoubtable that the state is filled to the brim with talent. CIRQUE du CFL was a stacked regional event within the state, bringing out players like Cola, Anathema, Zomba, Goblin, and more to try to take the crown. While you would possibly expect an in-region player like Goblin or Anathema to defend the state, or out-of-region threats like Zomba and Cola to come and snipe the bracket, it was actually a player that we didn't mention at all that took the entire event. And it was with one of Smash Ultimate's least talked about characters in a hot minute. Today, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the Florida Regional and going over the Underdog Boost extraordinaire, Kobe, and his monster run to first place with solo Young Link. Kobe is definitely not an unknown player in the Smash Ultimate community, being one of the best players in Central Florida since the release of the game, and he's gotten consistent good results at majors through his competitive career. With strong placements in the first few years of the game's lifespan, like 9th at CEO Dreamland 2020, 4th at InfinityCon Tally 2021, and an amazing breakup performance at the Smash World Tour in 2021, defeating Beast Mode Paul, Cosmos, and Mudace in the Last Chance qualifier. Within the last year, you're more likely to see Kobe range anywhere from 97 to 33rd at majors. He generally picks up at least one notable win per tournament and even beat Mudace in early April, so we were long overdue for Kobe to harness the power of the Mamba and go 100%. So let's talk about Young Link. This character was seen as one of the stronger characters at the release of Ultimate, with top players like Tweak piloting him in the very early days, and continual success through the game's history with the United States Skittles and Toast, Japan's Suinoko, the Netherlands Supasemi, and Australia's #1 player Jay Dizzle. His peak results were in the earlier days of Ultimate though, with Tweak 7th place at Prime Saga and Toast 7th place at Frostbite 2020, but the character has seen other amazing runs like 9th from Supasemi at Ultimate Wanted 4 and 5th from Skittles at Riptide 2022. That being said, everyone tends to sleep on Young Link until they actually have to play against one. Kobe swept through his first few opponents to make it to winner's quarters and face off against the second seed of the event and one of Smash Ultimate's most explosive players at top level, Zomba. Being known to turn the tides of a game at any moment with his mastery of Rob combos, ledge trapping, and the famous Zombear, Zomba is no easy match for anyone. There's something else you gotta know about him though. He's notoriously not had the greatest history against Young Link. Having losing records to both Skittles and Jay Dizzle along with the matchup is generally seen as winning for the character. Kobe went into this set with his eyes on the prize. His most played opponent in Smash Ultimate is Epic Gabriel, a Rob main also from CFL, and the two have played over 50 sets together, which are in Kobe's favor. So saying that the Rob matchup is one he's familiar with is definitely an understatement. This was the top seed he wanted to face first. Zomba started off game 1 with a huge lead, nearly 0 to death in Kobe, and after baiting out a risky landing callout, Zomba killed Kobe with a classic Zombear to take the first stock. Kobe though, with his home CFL crowd on his side, had no fear against the Rob, catching him mashing and hit a huge confirm on the Rob to even it out. The thing about this matchup is that, well, Rob is really big and isn't a very evasive character, so against a character like Young Link with his short stature, sandbox combo game, and unlimited bag of projectiles, which also has to be a Game Shark or something. I played these games growing up and you definitely didn't have unlimited items, but it makes Rob a lot less privileged than he usually is. There's a fatal flaw about Young Link though. He definitely has some trouble killing from time to time, but we would see Kobe use the advantages his extended combos granted him and consistently find a way to take stocks against Zomba. In a last hit situation, game 1, Kobe finds a bomb layup into forward air conversion to take a much needed game 1 win. In game 2, we saw Zomba begin to try to apply more close quarters pressure, which was met with an immediate response by Kobe, who got the momentum he needed in game 1, putting his Young Link into the next gear. While both are projectile based characters, Young Link has more consistent access to his, and he was showing Zomba hell for this fatal disadvantage. After forcing Zomba off the ground, he sharked him in the air, building lots of percentage before eventually taking the stock with a bomb landing fair to up smash conversion. Being down 2 stocks to 1, Zomba was looking to even up the stock count and went for an aggressive up air, which was met by a dare from Kobe, and the second seed was now down 0 to 2. Zomba was getting visibly frustrated, having some choice words to say about Young Link, and decided to switch up going into game 3, bringing his usual counterpick when he feels uncomfortable with Rob, which is Lucina. The Lucina was doing good work for Zomba. He was able to translate his stage control heavy style of Rob into the sortie by trading projectiles with an amazing initial dash and her quick disjointed aerial attacks, making it hard for most characters to even land. Zomba went on to take the game, but one game is all the Lucina would get, and even though she's not a robot like his other character, she still got downloaded. With a 3-1 victory over Zomba, Kobe entered the top 8 winner side with momentum to take down any player in his path. And to his luck, he continued to remain fortunate with this bracket path, facing off against top Roy player Mugen, who was using his throwback tag Hyper Kirby at this event. The two had yet to play in Ultimate, but Roy is another matchup Kobe has a lot of experience in, having played Goblin in over 25 sets and also had played multiple sets against Cola in the past. This set showed off two of the fastest players in the bracket going head to head. After feeling each other out in the beginning of game 1, the rest of the set was turned up to 11. Mugen's trademark hyper-aggressive Roy was in full force, but Kobe is amazing at making small adaptations to this kind of aggression and started forcing Mugen to overshoot his aerials. Kobe went to town on his whiff punishes, eventually taking the game with a normal get-up read. Game 2, Mugen started off with a big edge guard, and with all the momentum on his side, he started running Kobe over. He was doing an amazing job at changing the pace, especially with fastfall timings. He started baiting Kobe to throw out a lot of preemptive projectiles, all of which Mugen was in place to punish right away. Back and forth games, these two players brought out an absolute banger of a set. With Mugen's insane ledge pressure and option coverage off stage and Kobe's sparks of brilliance with Young Link, the two were now sitting on a game 5. With an unshakable mentality and ability to adapt to his opponents shown in full effect over the course of this final game, Kobe absolutely dominated Mugen and filled all the holes he had in his gameplay. He was fighting out of the corner a lot more efficiently versus the ever-scary Roy, and even started giving Roy less respect offstage, getting some huge edge guards. Mugen, unable to fight around all the pressure, was eventually caught with a landing up air and a 2-stock, sending him into the loser's bracket. Now, at this point, Kobe was having one of, if not his best performance of all time in the bracket. With a win over a top 20 player and a borderline top 100 player, he had the momentum in his corner to take on any competitor in his way, and he was going to need it against his next opponent. When it comes to the matchup of Kobe versus Cola, the two Southeast residents have had an extensive history against each other. They first met off at CEO Dreamland 2020, where we actually saw Kobe go up 2-0 over Cola's Roy. We saw Cola switch to Cloud and Kobe switch off to Adult Link, but Cola took the set in a convincing reverse 3-0. Their next encounter was at the Smash World Tour Championship group phase. Kobe started off the set hot, wanting revenge for their set a year prior. They traded games, and after being down a huge amount game 5, Cola's protagonist Plot Armor took over and made an amazing clutch over the Young Link. So, to say they've had close sets in the past just doesn't quite do the Young Link justice. Cola's Roy plays with a level of ferocity and confidence that you don't see from many players other than top-of-the-line competitor and fellow Moist teammate Light. He started off the set with a convincing lead, but on Kobe's last stock, you could tell he started to feel a lot more warmed up and comfortable in how to counter Cola's approaches. Kobe starts cooking Cola on his last stock, catching a drift into the platform with a boomerang, immediately runs up and starts charging, reading that Cola wants to attack out of disadvantage. Then Kobe reads air dodge with another boomerang into forward air confirm, which doesn't quite take the stock from Cola. After an offstage scramble, Cola lands on the stage and Kobe tries to get greedy with an aggressive recovery back, going past the ledge to try to hit Cola, and he gets F-smashed at 70, ultimately losing game 1. Through the beginning of game 2, we saw Kobe attempt to slow down the pace against Cola, but Cola is one of the best in the world at zone breaking, and he broke down Kobe's defense over and over again. Kobe's ledge trapping, however, started to pick up at this point, and he was able to get a conversion at the ledge off of an arrow confirm. These adaptations weren't enough to take game 2 though. Cola was just playing too oppressive, moving at the speed of light, no pun intended, and his adaptations to Kobe's projectile traps through the game led to a kill on ledge to seal out game 2. So far in the set, it had been relatively even. Cola had been consistently controlling the pace of the match, but Kobe had moments of brilliance that kept bringing him back into the set. Game 3 was back and forth right out the gate, but after an SD from Cola, Kobe saw his first stock lead of the whole set. The one moment he needed to swing the momentum of the tournament in his favor. Once Kobe lost his first stock, Cola started looking like his normal self, not letting the Young Link breathe. Cola chased him back and forth across Pokemon Stadium before catching his normal getup with back air, taking the stock sub 100%. At this point, it looked like Cola had all the momentum he needed, but began getting a little too eager to finish the set. You could tell he was mashing big time, trying to just kill Kobe and get the set over with, to move on to grand finals. But that lack of respect, even if it was just for a few seconds, was all Kobe needed. On Cola's last stock, Kobe gets a quick conversion to get Roy on the ledge and starts a huge ledge trap on him, resetting 4 times and eventually catching him out without any options, getting a nair to forward air and winning the game in an insane comeback. In game 4, we saw Cola counterpick to Cloud, going full Salt 1 mode. It started off very well, going up nearly 3 stocks to 1 on the Young Link. Kobe found a trade to get him back in the game, but just like in the set against Mugen, he started to adapt to the ledge pressure and found his way out of the corner a lot more often. After some back and forth, Kobe comes in with an aggressive dare to nair conversion, then baits the Cloud up B. He comes back around and hits a nair tech chase and throws Cloud off stage. Once Cola grabs ledge, Kobe prepares a huge ledge trap setup on Cola, hitting him back off stage, then he recovers to have to go through the same thing again. This type of insane ledge trapping is what makes young Link such a strong character. At any point, you could have to just sign a lease to simply reside on the ledge. Cola picked the worst option in this situation, jump, and got hit by everything Kobe wanted. The landing bomb popped him into the arrow, then the boomerang hits him and keeps him closer, then Kobe lands the final bomb to fair to kill off Cola and bring the set to Game 5. In Game 5, we see the first change of scenery of the set, with Cola counterpicking to Town and City and switching back to Roy. It was an absolute button-pressing fest from both players. It was Cola's set to lose, being the #1 seed, and Kobe's set to win, having made a ridiculous comeback in Game 3 and 4. The two traded conversions back and forth. Cola, though, was brought back to the ledge and was reminded of his terrors. In an attempt to avoid it, he drifted in and got caught with a down tilt up air to drop the first stock of the game. Cola was trying hard to regain his footing, but Kobe seemed to have the answer to everything. Cola gets some great parries, but getting too confident in the option, he parries a point-blank boomerang, which he can surely punish, right?
Nope.
Now up a stock in Game 5 and the CFL crowd cheering for him, the momentum was entirely on Kobe's side. Cola made it a last stock situation though, getting a huge conversion off on Kobe, and if we know anything about Roy, if the opponent is around 70% and he has rage, they're most likely at kill percent. In this flow of offense, Kobe was able to cross up Cola and hit him with a nair, setting up a jab lock to F smash, finally completing the reverse 3-0, giving Kobe his first set win ever against Cola and justice for all the Game 5s he had lost in the past. At this point in the bracket, Kobe had run through every challenge that got in his way. With the two biggest wins of his career and a guaranteed spot in grand finals, Kobe was now looking like the favorite to take the whole event. In loser semis, Zomba was able to 3-0 Mugen, then Cola was able to avenge his fallen homie and 3-0 Zomba right back to get his run back against Kobe. With how the first set of grand finals went, the 6-0 accusations weren't uncalled for. Cola convincingly ran over Kobe in the first set of grands, and it looked similar to the beginning games of winners finals, with Kobe unable to find his footing in the matchup. He had solid moments, but the lead never slipped out of Cola's control the entire first set. Adaptations needed to be made. Kobe started out true finals, or as we New Yorkers call it, deadass finals, taking the first stock, but it still ended in a low percentage 1 stock from Cola. Cola was really starting to play like the top 15 player he is. It looked like the winner set was all the info he needed. It was another last stock game, but Cola took his 5th game in a row, looking like he was going to make the full reverse sweep over the young Link to take this tournament. But Kobe got a reverse 3-0 on winner's side, so another one wouldn't be that uncalled for. Kobe came out the gate with some huge conversions, trading stocks back and forth with Cola. Kobe on his last stock started to play to his game plan, sitting under platforms and forcing approaches out of Cola with projectiles. After a missed tech chase from Cola, Kobe gets a punish and sets up a ledge trap onto Cola and wins a last stock situation to stay alive in Game 3. At this point, the two looked very even with each other, but Kobe was playing it with just a bit more patience than Cola. Cola's explosive punish game was putting in work for him, but he was trying a bit too hard to find kills at high percentages, where Kobe on the other hand was waiting for just a touch longer for the kills to find him. Kobe started snowballing his momentum in Game 4, but if we learn anything from Cola this set, they can close out any lead you put on him. Roy is amazing at setting up tech chases, and Cola tends to pick the correct punish. In another last hit situation, the two got into a huge scramble, with Kobe eventually finding the landing fair to up smash. Game 5 and both players were sweating big time. Kobe is perhaps unfortunately known as a Game 5 thrower, so even the commentators were doubting him, and already down a whole stock, things were not looking good for our hero. Cola was all over Kobe, but Kobe held in some information that he remembered from his first set, that air dodge in that Cola just loves to throw out when he's in flow state. At over 100%, Kobe hits a landing bear and reads the air dodge in from Cola, killing him with an F smash, making it a last stock Game 5. Down over 100% to Roy, you need to play perfectly, as practically any move will kill you. He got hit with the weak hit of F smash from Cola, nearly taking the set, but that would be the last time he finds a notable hit on the young Link, followed by both a weak hit up air and up tilt, both of which would have killed on the strong hitbox. Cola, remembering what had happened in their previous sets on the ledge, is now the one trying to avoid the area. Kobe knew this and caught his double jump with a boomerang into fair conversion, taking the set after Game 5 and securing Kobe's biggest tournament win ever and one of the greatest comebacks in Florida Smash history. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Thank you so much to our top tier patrons and YouTube members Avishua Stein, Bobby Wasabi, Dorian, Eric is Cool, Juniper, NNG Esports, Storm SSB, Storm, and Tingly Jungle for supporting the channel. You should click on one of these videos. Do it. You're gonna like it.